I got some of this for you.
Goodness. For me?
Yeah, just for you. Sure.
All right, welcome everyone. Proceed, go ahead.
Hey there, Coach. How you doing? Hey, just after taking a look at the film from that last game, just what did you see and what can you take from that game that can help you tonight?
Too many turnovers. Started the game with a turnover, and that kind of set the tone for what we did in the first portion of the game. We weren't in transition as much as we needed to be. The first 5 possessions, 3 of those possessions we got to butter. So we're playing slow, not kind of in the pace that we want. They're very aggressive with their switches, physical with their switches. So we have to combat that with our spacing and just our patience. Trying to find NECA, especially when they do switch. And then defensively, can't give up open threes. Some of them off of our turnovers, some miscues defensively. And then along with that, our foul discipline, especially on Asia.
Coach, right here. NECA said after game 1 that it seemed like they were more ready to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, at any game you don't want to hear that, but especially a playoff game. Just how do you intentionally try to reverse that in game 2?
Yeah, more aggressive, more confidence, playing at a high level. They're on a roll, and they played like that. I thought that we were on our back foot, and we were the antithesis of that. Not aggressive, not locked into our schemes, turning the ball over. So, we had a day to address it. We're back home, and just banking on our pros to have the appropriate energy and mindset.
Coach, in the last post game, you talked about needing everybody in that sort of regard. Dom's obviously such an X factor for this team, and we've talked about her having grow up games. Do you need her to grow up anymore in this playoff series? Concerning, as you mentioned, you need everybody.
We do. Some, initial bunnies were missed as well. A lot of our missed layups turned into their first pass of their transition. So when we're in the paint, we have to be efficient. We have to kind of settle in, have poise, pump fake, finish those layups. So yeah, Dom, if she gets those same looks tonight, I know she's going to be very efficient. Defensively, she has a tall task in defending Asia, and these are the moments that, we're going to need her mightily, her offense and her defensive presence.
Coach, with such a veteran-laden team, outside of the scout, is there anything else that needs to be said, the obvious, you win, you lose, and you go home, or they pretty much get it?
Mm-hmm, they do, and not much has to be said.
Hey Coach, so you talked about foul trouble. Obviously Slim exited the game early, only had didn't score in that game. How do you kind of get her involved and, like you said, keep her out of foul trouble given what she does for the defense on this team?
Yeah, Slim began the game with the turnover, and I think just the mindset of just settling in early, especially for her, with our particular rotation, who she's on the floor with, try to get her downhill a little bit early in the game, just against some miscues and reads that we didn't see. And then, I'm never going to take away her ability to get to the paint. She's done that consistently for us. If she could get those looks again, especially in transition when the defense is set, and finish those looks, those are about 6 to 8 points that, we need from her from that capacity, plus what she can do getting to the free throw line as well. Defensively, she's capable of defending, anyone on the floor, especially on the perimeter, being athletic and physical. So we will need her to be very solid in her minutes tonight.
What types of problems does Asia present, and how can you guys, if not stop her, but slow her down?
She's physical because she's very aggressive, able to get to the free throw line, putting pressure, on us in the paint. 1 for 2 from 3 last game, and she's, capable there as well. It's difficult to bring congestion to her because where her catches are. She's not back to the basket. She's facing up. She's in the middle of the floor. And so you think about congestion and making everything tough, but to me the Asia scout is also what you do with the others. Like we can't allow double digits from, the others and them to get comfortable as well. Asia's obviously playing at a high level and can hurt you in a variety of ways, and so we can't allow everyone else to do the same thing as well.
Simply, Coach, what is the tone of the team? You said they understand what's at stake. What's the tone of the team? And is this just one of those just ball nights?
Just hoop.
Just hoop nights.
It is. You can't, overthink things. We know the scout. We know what we have to do. We talk about our energy and how we need to approach this game. It is with the intellect and the capacity to know what we're doing. Schematically how we're going to attack Vegas, but at the end of the day, just hoop it.
All right, we'll take a question from Zoom. Nikias, go ahead.
Wanted to bounce off of your congestion point from earlier, Coach. It felt like the Aces got to play in a lot of space in game one. Do you think that was just a product of some of the transition opportunities, or did you notice anything tweak from them from a spacing perspective?
Yeah, I do think a lot of that was what we did early on, like the early bunnies that we missed. They're in transition. Even like in the third quarter, I thought we were better offensively, but Jackie gets a walk-up three. It's unacceptable with specific matchups, actions in the game. I think when they are in the half court, when the Aces are in the half court, they're very intentional about who is going to get the ball. So it puts pressure on your on-ball defense. It puts pressure on the backside, and because of that, because they have a lot of shooters on the floor, it tends to spread you out. But I do think that our offense was kind of dictating the posture of our defense, and so that has to be flipped today.
All right, we'll take one final question. Andrew, go ahead. On Zoom.
Yes, Coach, last year in the series, you didn't have a chance to have a game two at home with the 2-1 format then. And now you have this game two at home and having this home crowd with how great the fan base is. Talk about what you also need from the crowd to be able to get the series back to home bitterness.
Yeah, so many things that happened in those series last year. We also didn't have the AZ in game one. And to be able to,